Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Ms. Ana Maiques, CEO and co-founder of Neuroelectrics.
Bona tarda, bon dia. Welcome to Barcelona, my hometown. I'm so happy you're here. I'm all the time traveling all over the world, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to beautiful Barcelona. So I'm going to talk today about neurotwins and the brain. So stay tuned to learn a little bit more about the brain. I think there should be a music here. And if not, let's improvise here. So can you think of a really, really sad song and play it in your heads? I'm going to allow you a moment to think of a sad song. And what about if I tell you that that song, the video is not working either, so that sad song is the sound of a brain suffering from depression. So when your brain is suffering from depression, the right part of your brain has less activity than the left part of your brain, and this is called frontal asymmetry. So with the sad song that didn't play, I wanted to show you how a depressed brain sounds. Right now, when you're listening to me, there are 100 billion neurons in your brain, connecting at 240 miles per hour. Stop there. More than stars in the galaxy. 100 billion neurons in your brain right now, connecting. And what the Romans and the Greeks found out is that the brain not only communicates chemically, but electrically. As you all know, when you're done an EKG to measure your heart, we are gathering electrical signals. So your brain creates electrical signals. This is called electroencephalography. And the Romans took electric fish from the sea. They put them in their heads to deal with pain. So long time ago, the Romans and the Greeks realized that electricity could modulate brain activity. So now in 2023, as the CEO and founder of Neuroelectrics, I'm going to tell you how we have transformed the Roman fish into technology. So this is what we have developed at Neuroelectrics, something that I'm very proud of. And I think the only reason why they invite me is because they want me to wear the cap, which, you know, it's okay. My mother always says, always have to wear it? And it's like, Mom, this is my job. This is an amplifier on the back of my head. It has up to 32 electrodes. You can see them here. It's wireless. And it does two things. Any of the electrodes I'm wearing in this cap can do two things. It can monitor my brain activity, remember those 100 billions communicating, but it can also inject currents into the brain. This is called electrical stimulation. So I know you all may be thinking about flying over the cuckoo nest and electroshocks and all these bed press, but this is not painful. It's just very, very small currents. And we have the power to modulate brain activity. So let's say you suffer from epilepsy. In epilepsy, your brain circuitry is super excited, and thus it creates a seizure. What about if I can inject negative or so-called cathodal currents into the brain to prevent seizures from happening? Beautiful, right? What about if you suffer from Alzheimer's and your electrical activity is kind of slowing down, which mine is starting to? So what about if I can zap your brain with excitatory currents? It says, tenemos que hacer clic en el vídeo desde control, just to share with the audience. So if you can inject excitatory currents to heal brains with stimulation. So as a founder and CEO, my company is very proudly born in Barcelona, so I regard myself as a Barcelonan entrepreneur, but I believe that if you can heal patients from epilepsy or depression, you shouldn't stay in beautiful Barcelona. You have to scale up. So I went to conquer the famous USA, Boston, so we scaled our company back in 2016 in Boston, and very successfully, and it was, I can tell you the stories, but it was very hard. we managed to really succeed in the US. So we started working with Boston Children's in a study for epilepsy. As you can see, there is a cover of sharks, so kids will not feel threatened by the technology. And together with Boston Children's, what we did is what you will see in this video. For every patient, so this is how the fish has evolved, right? So for every patient, you take an MRI from the patient, then you take an EEG, and then the doctor, the neurologist, tells us in our platform where the seizures are coming from. And you see blue because we want inhibition. So our team builds what we call a neurotwin, or a digital copy of the brain of that patient, modeling how thick is your scalp, your gray matter, your conductivity. And then we compute how much electricity and which from electrodes you need to inject currents. And this is really applied at the comfort of your home or in the hospital by the doctor. So this is really sophisticated technology. I think that building neurotwins of the brain, computational neuroscience of the brain, is going to be the future. So by doing 10 days of stimulation, 20 minutes every day, we managed to reduce seizures in our open-label study almost by 47%. So let me tell you what happens in epilepsy. You have seizures, you don't respond to medication, so the alternative is we open your scalp and the surgeons remove the part of the brain that is causing the seizure. So pretty dramatic, right? So non-invasively, first time, we reduced seizures 50%. So with a lot of success in Boston, I managed, by the way, to the women up there, only 2% of all venture capital goes to women-led organizations, which to me is tragedy. So women out there in technology become CEOs, go out there, raise money, change the statistics. It was very hard. I was told in Boston, Anna, you need to put a man to raise money for you because you will not make it. And I was like, hold on. I have 2 daughters and 2 boys. There's no way I'm going to put a man to raise money for my company because, what about my girls? They will not stand a chance. So I managed to raise 20 million Series A by Boston investors. So to the women out there, don't let anybody tell you you cannot do it. This is the piece of advice you should ignore. And it's not only to women. I think diversity in general. There is people of color, of sexual orientation, of minor countries. So I think it's hard to raise money when you're not the standard CEO. But anyway, so with this 20 million, what we are doing now is doing 190 patients in more than 41 hospitals across the US and Europe. And we aim to become the first company in the world to go through the FDA with a new therapy, non-invasive, to treat epilepsy. So I think this is the dream of any entrepreneur. You think of something in Barcelona, a technology that it's cool, that you love, but you're at the footsteps of really making change for 70 million of patients in the world. But we will not stop in epilepsy. We are also working in depression. The pandemic was a great experience for our opportunity for Neuroelectrics. We reached out to the FDA, and we told them, listen, depression patients cannot go to the hospitals. Let's send them devices home. So we did 35 patients. We stimulate them not 10 days like in epilepsy, but 39 days at home every day. And we got amazing results on the open-label studies, 63.6 mean reduction after 4 weeks, 89 compliance almost, and 72 response rate. So we do believe, and I hope, that we can really turn this into a pivotal trial and also bring a new therapy to the market. So we believe in a future when instead of prescribing drugs, you will be prescribed electrical stimulation at your home. And this will be supported with the AI piece of our company, which is NeuroTwins, building digital copies of the brain in the cloud. Why is this relevant? Well, pretty much because if we can build your electrophysiological model, every brain is different. Your scalp, your conductivity, every single brain in this room is different. So if we model it through an MRI, and we also understand how it works, what we can do is really build a digital copy. And before I give you a drug, before I give you a stimulation, can I do it on the cloud in a computer-generated model so I don't need to do trial and error with your brain. This hasn't been done in the brain before, and it's happening here in Barcelona and in Boston with our team. We have 25 people doing brain models, physicists, mathematicians. The video doesn't work. And I am very proud to tell you that we are almost 100 people, 40% women, a bunch of engineers, physicists, mathematicians. So encourage your girls to do STEM. And I can tell you that our team in Barcelona and in Boston will keep on working like hell until we make sure that every brain music doesn't sound sad like the song that you imagine in your brain, but every brain sounds happy and has a healthy song. There is no song? OK, so now you have to imagine a happy song. Thank you very much.